Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Maple University. Today, we're not only going to review 1, but 5. This is actually part of Fun Break series from Eton.
Yes.
So we're going to go one by one. I believe, so this is the Japanese edition that we have. And at the time of filming, they are doing Kickstarter of the English version. And this is by different designers, and some of them you might recognize, Raninichia, and so on.
Yes.
So let's get to the overview, and then what do we think of them?
Yes, so these are all little bite-sized games that fit into this little box.
Bag? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So let's start with 3 seconds try.
3 second try.
3 second try it is. So this one here.
This is a what was it called? The Rich List, I think the TV series was called, but with really quick time limit essentially. You can either pick a physical challenge or a brain challenge. This could be something like, how many words with hip in it can you say? Or how many times can you say terraforming Mars?
Awesome.
And upon that being revealed, there's a 3 second counter, which basically is the time it takes the ball to run down here. At this point, everyone is bidding on how many times they think they can do it. And whoever bids the highest then has to prove it and has to achieve that
within 3 seconds.
Again, in 3 seconds. If they can finish it, then they put their finger down here to stop the ball from twigging. Otherwise, if they do that, then they've lost.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
So the first player to, I think, 2 points wins. And that's as simple as that. And what do you think? This is one game that some people might like, trivia, quiz type of thing, and then some probably not too, not prefer it too much, depending, it's language independent. I mean, language dependent.
3 seconds is not long enough for me to have fun with a game like this.
Right.
Even if it were 10, just that tad longer. 3 is very quick. I feel like it's over before I get a chance to do much.
He's just not very good at it.
That too. I scored no points.
It's okay. It was okay. So it depends whether you like it or not. I'm like, it might be okay, but we can move on to other games and then show you, and we can tell you which one's our favorite, perhaps.
Okay, so this second one is called Judge Domino. I think the simplest way I can think of it is it's kind of like Illusion, but with dominoes. And so we go around the table. You can take a domino and stack it up. And these are all various sizes. They can go lengthways or upright. And what you're trying to do is get a situation where you think people will think the dominoes will all fall, but they actually won't.
Yes.
Or the other way around. It's all about it's called Judge Domino, because you're trying to work out, will it fall or not? And at some point, if someone thinks it's not going to properly fall, they can call Judge. Players then use their tokens.
Simultaneously pick?
Yep, simultaneously pick whether they think it will tumble.
I was like there.
Will tumble or not.
You say yes, I say no.
Yep. And if it does, at that point, if anyone does think it will fail, then you have to knock it over and see how it goes.
From the lower.
It gets knocked over from the lower number,
so that's
an important thing here.
2, 4, 10.
Yep, so at this point it would be knocked over from the 2. If anyone ever put a 1 up this end, all of a sudden it's going to be knocked from this side, and of course this little one is not going to hit this big one. So that's an important part of it, but we'll see how we went. Just got it.
Well done, Tarrant.
I
know. I was like, I was happy for you.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that.
But that's all right.
No, I was happy.
It's exciting to watch them all fall.
I know. And that is also falling to the floor.
Yes.
So that's basically it. What do you think?
It's a neat little thing.
This plays 2 to 5 players, while the other one, sorry, we forgot to say, the previous one plays,
I think they're all 2 to 5 players.
2 to 7 players,
2
the
to
other
7,
one.
okay.
Yeah,
I was wrong.
So this is kind of like party type of game, 2 to 5 players for this one, and you just play until somebody wins 2 points.
I forget how many points it is. There are point tokens in here to keep track of it.
I think it's more of a
This
fun
sort of
it.
game you play until you're not having fun anymore. Really.
Okay.
And I think this is it's a nice little.
It's quite a fun one. It's almost like, I wouldn't say it's the same as Illusion, but it's also illusion to try to trick other players.
Yeah, it's that. Is it right or is it wrong?
In a simple way.
It's not quite push your luck. What was the Oink game that was like that? Durian as well. It
Yeah,
was sort of
yeah,
the same sort of style. You just keep going until someone thinks it's not going to work anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
There we have it.
Yeah, it's a fun little game for up to 5 players. Next one is Viking Seesaw. Now, this is by Rananitia.
Yes, and I'll just note that all the arts on these, they have the little people wandering around. Like there's the Judge Domino, little people pushing things out. So very cute there.
This is 2 to 4 players. In this game, you have to balance this Viking boat. So here I set it up for 4 players, and each player has got a bunch of goodies and 1 Viking that they need to load on the boat. So on a player stand, you would put 1 at the one that is up. So let's say I want to put this Viking here, and try not to make this put down. So you can put anywhere in this area on the boat. So let's just like put it over here, anywhere on the boat here. And you would put it here, like so. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't actually hold to that. So put it like that, and that means I'm successful, and then move on to the next player.
Yes.
So,
And these are various sizes. So this is a pretty heavy little brass cube here.
So now
this one is a
Terrence,
fairly light. I think it's probably an aluminium cube.
and now it's the next player's turn. So
Yes.
go ahead, Taryn. Just
So I'm going to try to make your Viking carrier box.
well done.
Because it's both balance and weight.
Yeah. So pretend this is like 4 players. So I will put it there.
Oops. So I think he has to still
Yeah.
be holding the box there.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, I've demonstrated it very poorly.
So if this is happening, if this falls that way, that means that you have to take it back what you dropped onto the floor, and back to your supply.
Yes.
And it keeps doing that, and then I have to
and
take
if
one of
anything
these.
else falls off
Yeah.
the boat,
I have to take this.
you have to take the crate. And if anything else falls off the boat, you have to take that as well.
Yeah.
Which is part of the joy of trying to make Viking carry boxes around. Because if it gives it a big enough jolt, then it might knock things off and make your opponents have even more.
Yeah. So the game finished until one person's finished and load all of their items and Viking into the boat, or all of these are gone. So
And some of these,
what?
and some of these are balls as well, which is nice. Like you can use them to roll around and cause even more chaos.
Yeah, this is actually really fun. This is a little, all of them are little games, but this is a real little dexterity game that is fun up to 4 players. What do you think?
Yeah, it's clever. It's a nice little physics game, I guess.
Yeah, dexterity
Similar
and physics.
to one close to your heart, of course. And we've got
Floating floors.
Yep. Some of these are a bit heavy. I feel like some of
There you
them
go.
you can't really
Take it
do all
back.
that much with them.
And you can choose the chest on the. There you go.
Yep.
Seesaw. There you go.
There we have it. So yeah, it's I can't think of anything else quite like it. So
Yeah,
it's a
no,
fun
me
little
neither.
game.
Next one is
Stick collection.
Stick Collection. This one by Yosh. We haven't actually been mentioning unless we know the designer. So this is Stick Collection.
Yes. So another cute one here. Go over the rule of
yeah, plays 2 to 5 players.
So this is an interesting little one. This is a bidding game, and we're bidding on sticks. So there's this whole box of sticks, 8 different lengths of sticks in here, and it's actually got a stick dispenser, like so.
Yeah.
Aha. Take a stick.
There.
And we each hold our sticks in hand, and the new stick goes in this little display, and it's meant to be a reasonable distance away from us all. So we can't exactly tell the length, because it's all about the lengths. Then we go back and forward bidding on these sticks. Here we've got $50 to start the game. And if you're the one who bids highest, then you get to take the stick and add it to your hand. And this is what you want to see right here. This is...
Let's put it on the table.
Yes. 2 sticks that are 5 millimeters apart. Because what you want is to get a run at the end of the game. You're going to align your sticks from smallest to largest. This will happen when someone has 8 sticks. So align them from smallest to largest. This one goes...
That's not doing well. You're not doing well with that. But in the real game, Terence is actually a good judge of the length of the stick and win the bid.
Yep, so you would align them like so. And then you find your longest run of sticks that are exactly 5 millimeters apart. So here I've got a run of 3 and I've got a run of 2. So that's 3. I get 30 points for that. I'd add any leftover money I had. And whoever has the most points wins. Unless someone gets 4 sticks of the same length.
First.
In which case they win immediately. So interesting little thing there, because you can either, sticks that are, it's that classic, you've got to push really hard in one direction. If you've got sticks of the same length, they're kind of useless unless you have 4 of them.
It's really interesting game. It's really fun. Bidding, I'm always too scared to bid usually, including this one. But at least the leftover money, you still have, you keep it as points at the end of the game.
Yeah, it's got a nice feature where if you don't bid down past 22, then you only get 22 points for them.
Yeah.
Which prevents someone from just sitting there with one stick going, la la la.
And this one here as well, if you drop down to 29 and then it goes back to 31. So you kind of like want to time your bid so that you lose minimal amount. You get some back.
Yeah, this one I think it adds a bit of variability to the bidding between the players, because if you do land on one of the dark blue ones, then you spend back up to the last white one.
Really fun one, I think.
It's not bad. I think the only thing for me, if you bid 10, then the bidding is over and you automatically win. Now, I'm sure they've found a reason why that's the case. But I did find when I was able to judge the sticks well that bidding 10 and just taking it was something I could do. So I wasn't fully sure about that. I would have to try it a few ways to know. But yeah, as long as you're bidding quickly, it's a good little game.
Yeah, indeed. Last but not least, this is also by Ryan and Itzia.
Yes, this is Ninja Master.
Plays 2 to 5 players.
Yes.
How does it play?
So this is your classic real-time reaction, high-stakes grabbing stuff game. So there are 5 ninjas around the table. There will be 1 player who is the sword master. There will be 1 player who has the throwing star. We roll the dice, and then it is a battle to grab the best ninjas. Or swords. You can grab 2 things, different hands.
Oh, okay. Yes. I just cheated.
And you can keep going until someone has counted up the number of ninja symbols and called that out. As soon as someone calls it out, the round ends.
11.
Yeah.
For example.
And then you score points based on whether you've grabbed the right or wrong things. So throwing star, this just rotates from player to player. You get a point for each throwing star that gets rolled off. With the sword, you want to count the number of swords compared with the number of throwing stars on dice. And if there's more swords, then the sword is in play, essentially. And if the sword master grabs it, then nothing happens. If someone else grabs it, then that player steals half of the sword master's points. So
high stake.
Points can swing a lot in that way. But if you grab it when you're not meant to, you lose points. Each of the ninjas... I thought there was one there before. Oh, there it is, yeah. Each of the ninjas, if I took the green ninja, there are 2 ninjas rolled, so I score 2 points. The exception to that is if exactly 1 vanish symbol of that color is rolled, then you would lose the number of points equal to the ninjas. So if someone had grabbed yellow, it would be a loss of 1 point. In this case, it would be a gain of 1 point because the vanishes cancel each other. So that's the game. Lots of fast thinking, fast counting, ways of gaining points, ways of losing points. If you call out the number of ninjas, you also gain or lose, depending on whether you are right or wrong.
Yeah, and this is, I'm glad that there's maximum plays up to 5 players. If it's like any more than that, it'll be too chaotic. The fun part is the chaotic part and the reflexes.
Yes.
I am gaining on skills on reflexes. Hopefully I'm getting better, but it is one little fun game that all of these families can play. What do you think?
I like the way it, like, you can tell when there's a game where it's I steal half of your points, you know the
Yeah.
heaviness point that it's at. And I think it works really well from that standpoint. This thing is in the way, so hands reaching all over each other. Kind of fun. I know when I had this that I was very cognizant of it.
You're just focusing on this.
So I felt like, and maybe that it's kind of a balancer as well, because if I have to focus on whether it's time to grab this or not, then I'm not counting ninjas. So yeah, I think it's fun.
So out of these 5, is there any favorites? Any visible favorite? Wait. Do we want to 3 to 1 and then point? No, I'm kidding. No, you go.
I think I probably had the most fun with the ninjas.
Yeah.
I think overall for this point of game, I think ninjas were the best, and I think the dominoes were pretty fun as well.
Okay, I quite like Viking seesaws. So I think my top 2 would be, well, these 3 is probably, and this one is fun. I don't know. I quite enjoy the mobile. If I have to pick one though, it's probably the ninja, yes.
There we go.
Yeah, the
Ninja Master.
Ninja Master. So, yeah, check it out. If I don't know when I'm gonna release the video. It is probably when the Kickstarter is still on. So check out the Kickstarter. Again, this is the Japanese version, and they're doing the English version, and I think a few other ones as well. So this little box game is handy.
Yep.
And doesn't take up too much space.
And this is am I right in saying this is a 10-game series of which we have 5?
I think they will have, I've seen another 5, so it might be 10.
Very good.
That's it. And that's it, everyone. Which one's your favorite? What do you think you enjoy the most? I think the Kickstarter have options to get all of them or just pick some. So that's great. And if you think this video has been useful, please help us by hitting the like button and subscribe to us if you haven't already done so. We've got review like this, we've got how to play through almost every weekend, and so on. I'm also on Instagram. Find me there as well. And hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye.